Recording in progress.
There is a reason you could never align with the stories you were told. You are not broken. You are remembering. Let the breath open you to truth that was buried, not lost. Inhale, open the vault, hold, soften fear, exhale, release false memory, repeat. History was rewritten, but only on the surface. Beneath textbooks and timelines lie truths carried in stone, water, and bloodline. This meditation lets you reconnect with the true record beneath imposed narrative. Please repeat silently or out loud. I was never meant to believe their version. I remember the hidden threads. I restore truth to my own body and line. I am a living record. Now imagine yourself standing before an ancient threshold. It is not a place from a textbook, not a museum, not a ruin emptied of life. It is a living archive. The air is still, cool, stone-centered, ancient. There is an opening before you, cut into the earth, weathered by time, half hidden, as though it has waited patiently beneath forgetting. Take a breath. You do not enter as an intruder. You enter as one who has been called. Feel your feet on the ground, solid, present, held. Now begin to walk forward, one step at a time. As you pass through the threshold, the light changes. The brightness of the outer world softens, and a different kind of seeing begins. Not dim, not frightening, just deeper. You are entering a place where the truth was never fully lost, only covered. Breathe in, open the vault, hold, soften fear. Exhale, release false memory. Again, inhale, open the vault, hold, soften fear. Exhale, release false memory. As you continue, the space around you widens. You find yourself inside an ancient library of earth. Not a library made only of shelves and books, but of stone chambers, carved alcoves, water channels, memory tablets, scrolls, bones, domes, and quiet resonance. Everything here feels alive. The walls themselves seem to remember. Notice the scrolls first. Some are rolled and bound, some are open, some are stacked into niches in the stone. Some seem too old to survive, and yet they are perfectly intact. As you pass them, they begin to whisper, not loudly, not in language you must strain to decode, more like tones, fragments, impressions, a remembering. You do not need to understand every word. You only need to let the body know there was always more than the story I was given. Pause there. Let that land. Now move slowly deeper into the chamber. To one side are bones, not in horror, not in violence. They are laid with dignity. Ancient remains, a femur, a skull, ribs, fragments of a people once called primitive, mythical, impossible, or erased. But here, they are not erased, they speak. Not with voices of fear, with tone, a bone memory, a lineage pulse, a truth carried through form. You begin to sense that history was not lost because it disappeared. It was hidden because it threatened the imposed story. Feel that in the body, not as anger yet, as recognition. Now walk onward. You come into another chamber. Here there is water, quiet, moving water. A channel running along the stone floor, reflecting soft light onto the walls. The water carries something. Memory. It glides past stone carvings, beneath shelves, beneath steps, beneath the old foundations of the archive itself. It remembers navigators, healers, builders, gardeners, songholders, sky watchers, the ones who walked the mounds, raised the domes, sailed the oceans, mapped the stars, and lived in coherence before the fracture. Kneel beside the water. Place your fingertips into it. It is cool. As the water touches your skin, let it tell your body. Surface history was rewritten, but the deeper record remained in circulation. Breathe. Now rise again and continue walking. The library expands. You begin to notice symbols carved into the stone. Spirals, serpent lines, star geometry, architectural forms that once healed and harmonized, later mocked, repurposed, inverted, or buried under spectacle. You see arches, vaults, domes, columns. Not empty decoration. Technology of coherence. Something in you recognizes them. Not with the mind first, with the chest, your spine, your bones. Your body knows what beauty in service feels like. Your body knows what healing architecture once did. Let that memory stir. Now, in the center of the chamber, you see it. A single stone. It is resting upon a low pedestal of carved rock. Simple, unassuming, and yet it is glowing softly. Not artificially, not theatrically. It hums, a low, steady hum. You know at once that this stone holds something personal, not just historical truth, your truth, a hidden thread, a memory that belonged to you before it was taken, denied, dismissed, or overwritten. Walk toward it slowly. As you approach, notice where the emotion rises. Grief, longing, awe, tenderness, shock. Let whatever rises be welcome. You are safe here. Stand before the stone now. Take a breath, and when you are ready, place both hands around it. Feel its weight, warm, dense, alive. It is not just a rock. It is a carrier of encoded remembrance. As you lift it, the hum becomes clearer. And now, slowly bring the stone to your chest. Rest it over the center of your sternum. Hold it there. Close your eyes if you wish. Feel the contact. The stone against your chest. Your breath moving beneath it. Your heart behind it. And now it begins. A pulse. A hum moving from the stone into your body. Not overwhelming. Steady. Certain. Ancient. It enters your chest first, then your ribs, then your throat, then your spine. It moves through your bones. It moves into your bloodline. It moves into your cells. And as it does, images may begin to rise. You do not need to force them. Just notice. A mound under open sky. A serpent path across the land. A great hall filled with water and light. Hands building stone with joy, not slavery. Cathedrals that once healed. Gardens designed in resonance. Children safe within community. Music woven into ordinary life. A civilization mocked into silence, but still humming in stone. Let them come. And if no image comes, feel instead the tone of them. A way of living once known. A coherence once real. A truth once embodied. Now notice if there is something even more intimate surfacing. A knowing that you always felt history did not fit. That the timelines were wrong. That the stories were too thin. That something in the body resisted the script. You were not broken for that. You were remembering. Let the stone affirm it. I was never meant to believe their version. Breathe that in. I remember the hidden threads. Breathe that in. I restore truth in my own body and line. Breathe that in. I am a living record. Let those words settle. Now feel the stone's hum deepening. It moves through your spine, from the base upward, from root to crown. Breathe through the spine now, truth rising, slowly. Inhale, up the spine. Hold, let it illuminate. Exhale, let it settle into the bones. Again, inhale, truth rising. Hold, memory awakening. Exhale, false record loosening. Now bring your awareness to your bones. The bones in your chest. The bones in your arms. The bones in your pelvis, the bones in your legs. The bones are older than your thoughts. The bones remember what words forgot. Breathe into your bones. Let the hidden history enter not as information, but as restoration. You are not merely learning. You are remembering. The archive is not outside you only. It is within you. You are the archive. Let that become real. Now imagine that the library responds. The scrolls around you begin to hum in resonance. The water brightens slightly. The bones warm. The walls seem to breathe. It is as though the whole chamber is recognizing your willingness to remember. And in that recognition, another truth becomes clear. What was done was not only conquest. It was erasure, mockery, spectacle, false chronology, inversion of architecture, scattering of children, breaking of lineages, manipulation of memory. You do not need to take in the whole wound right now, only enough to know this: the imposed story was never the whole story, and because it was never whole, it cannot fully hold. Feel the difference between the false record and the living record. The false record is flat, rigid, scripted, defended. The living record is embodied, resonant, layered, relational. The false record demands obedience. The living record invites remembrance. Now, imagine the false timeline, the imposed centuries, the edited textbooks, the ridicule cast over giants, star forts, Tartaria, navigation, bloodlines, ancient kinships, healing halls. See it as a brittle parchment overlay, a thin script laid over something far older and stronger. And now, with your breath, let that overlay begin to crack. You do not tear it violently. You simply breathe truth into your body until the false layer can no longer hold. Inhale, open the vault. Hold, soften fear. Exhale, release false memory. Again and again. With each exhale, the brittle false record flakes away. Underneath it, stone remains, water remains, bones remain, the body remains. Now the stone on your chest begins to soften its glow. Its task is completing. It has given back what it could for now. Not everything. Enough. Enough for this moment. Enough to continue the return. Whisper inwardly if it feels right. Thank you. I receive what is mine. I do not need the false record to validate what my body now knows. Hold the stone once more with both hands. Then gently lower it from your chest. Put it back upon the pedestal. As you do, feel that what it gave you does not leave with it. The memory stays. The tone stays. The reconnection stays. Now stand quietly in the center of the library. Feel your feet. Feel your spine. Feel your chest. You are steadier now, clearer. Not because all mystery is solved, because you have touched the living record. Look around once more. The scrolls, the water, the bones, the stone, the architecture. They are no longer other. They are part of the field of remembrance you now carry. And as you turn to leave, know this: the false record cannot hold forever. Not against stone, not against water, not against your body, not against truth awakened in living form. Begin walking back toward the entrance, one slow step at a time. You are not leaving empty-handed. You are carrying resonance. You are carrying hidden histories in living form. You are carrying the remembrance that what was buried was not lost. Near the threshold, pause one final time. Place one hand on your chest where the stone had rested, and one hand gently over your lower belly or by your side. Take a final breath and let the body hear. What was hidden is not gone. What was mocked is not false. What was buried is not dead. What was encoded in me is waking now. Breathe that in. Now step back toward the light. Slowly, gently. Return carrying the archive within you. The false record cannot hold. You are now reading what was always encoded in you. Breathe through the spine, truth rising. Breathe into your bones, memory awakening. You are the archive. The false record cannot hold. You are now reading what was always encoded in you.